Welcome back to Sports Connection. A familiar face for all of you all, Mr. Mohamed Ahmad. Lauren Floyd and I caught up with Mo today to find out what he's doing these days and to let him know we were missing him here in Bowling Green. We'll see what he had to say.
Brian, Lauren, what's going on? Good to hear from you guys. Yeah, it's been a minute. Feels weird talking to you guys in the car. Usually I'm the one calling people. I was the one calling people, when they were in the car, whether it was coaches, players. But now, the roles have changed 7-8 months since I've been gone. Hard to believe it's been that long, but man, I miss Bowling Green. I miss all the viewers. I miss the players and the coaches. Of course, I miss you guys. Obviously, I worked with you guys for a whole year. I guess with Lauren, it was 6 months, but yeah, no, it definitely feels weird. Just being away from you guys, but yeah, just glad to be with you guys on this call.
Mo, great stuff. I'm glad that you're enjoying your life, and we do miss you around here. So I know you're covering the Bengals there. Tell us a little bit about what you think the Bengals need to do in this draft coming up Thursday.
It's interesting the spot the Bengals are in right now, being at number 28, because when you're at the bottom of the draft, at least in the first round, your options are a little bit more wide open. So, for example, when you're kind of in the top 10, teams like the Colts and the Cardinals and Texans are, you're in a very narrow pool. You have to be specific with who you can get. There's not much room for error. With the Bengals, they can go a lot of different ways. If Michael Mayer and Dalton Kincaid, two of the best tight ends in the draft, are available, you got to go with at least one of them. I think Mayer's the best tight end in the draft and the best tight end, in this year's class, like I said. And so him being from Cincinnati, that's got to be a feel-good story. But let's say they're both off the board. They really need some juice in the pass rush. You don't know what's going to happen with DJ Reader, who's entering a contract year. He's about to be 30. Maybe you replace him with a draft pick and groom that person for a year, give him a redshirt year to play behind him. You could get Brian Breesy from Clemson. I really like that guy. If he's on the board, you got Myles Murphy, his teammate. That's another option. I really like Kalijah Kancey. I don't know if I'd call him the next Aaron Donald. People have been saying that. I think he's definitely up there. The kid from Pittsburgh, like I mentioned. You can't go wrong with that. Cornerback is going to be a stretch. The only way I see them getting a cornerback is if the best tight ends are off the board, including Darnell Washington from Georgia. At that point, you're best tight ends in the draft are gone. Those pass rushers I mentioned are gone. And then maybe you get Emmanuel Forbes, who played for Mississippi State, played for the late Mike Leach. Those are all good options, but like I said, there's so much flexibility that the Bengals can't go wrong with any of those options. And again, when you're at number 28, although it should be 29, but obviously there's one less pick in the first round. When you're at 28, you got a lot of options that you can work with. And so I think no matter what the Bengals do, what Duke Tobin does, I think it's going to be a great pick. But we'll just have to see what happens when it happens.
That's great to hear, Mo. Good to see your face. So tell us what you're up to these days. You're covering the Bengals there. It's got to be exciting to be covering the team that you also grew up watching.
Obviously, so I write for Cleveland.com, a.k.a. the Cleveland Plain Dealer. You can go to cleveland.com/Bengals. You'll see my work there. We also do the Strictly Stripes podcast 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, barring any breaking news, obviously, like the Orlando Brown trade. You can subscribe to that on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Again, the Strictly Stripes podcast is what it's called. I'm also on Twitter. I'm sure many of you following along still follow me. If not, my Twitter is Mohamed Ahmad TV, my full name, and then TV. Easy enough. I didn't change it because I wanted to keep my blue check mark, but I already lost that, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Mohamed Ahmad TV. And yeah, if you want to follow me, that's how you could do it for all things Strictly Stripes.
Well, Mo, thank you for spending some time with us here. I know that you'd love to give a shout out to all the Bowling Green, Warren County, and surrounding area. I know how much you love the coaches and the high school teams that we covered together for so long. What would you like to say to them?
I owe you all a visit to Bowling Green very, very soon. I have not been there since I moved in September, except when I drove through for the Titans game back in November last year. I miss the BG. I miss the Hill. I miss everything really about Warren County and South Central Kentucky. So, yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. Hopefully we do this again soon, maybe after the draft, but you all take it easy.
Well, you heard it right there. Big show, Mo. we got to see what he's up to these days. You can follow him there, all those places that he told us. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back with more Sports Connection, WBKO.